was 17 years old, I tried LSD for the first time. I've been intrigued with this astonishing substance for quite some time. I mean, was it really possible that a drug could change your perceptions to that great of a degree? Strange new places, heightened senses, otherworldly visions and hallucinations so real that you actually believe them. I'd heard many ridiculous stories of pink elephants appearing from nowhere, people thinking they could fly, people peeling themselves like oranges, all completely mad. A new and uncontrolled drug that caused its users to be irrepressible, which wasn't, it was not to the government's pleasing, but it opened a new revolution. Much of the information was contradictory. One would claim it caused brain damage and others refute it. I took all the government sources with a grain of salt, knowing the bias. A pound of salt might actually have been better for me. Bad trips when they did occur, however, rarely or never resulted in death or dismemberment, visions and hallucinations, while often spectacular. Not usually of anything so concrete as pink elephants or people that weren't actually there. It was usually clear to those under the influence that they were fantastic episodes of the nature around you, a new height of well-being. In short, I concluded after a great deal of study that LSD, if I was careful, would do me no harm and possibly some good. It was mid-July 2007. I was over at my mate's house, who I was best friends with. Let's call him C. C was also a beatboxer and a very good one too. C told me that if I wanted to trip, he said he was getting some today, and all I needed was £6, but I was skint. So C and me got in his car, sped over to a friend's house that owed me money anyway. I previously told him to repay me at my leisure, but he coughed up straight away, so now I was set. We gave our money to C's mate T. She would get the trips and be back around 8 that night, so I was ready at 5 PM. Raced home, got all my stuff ready, and get it picked up around 9 o'clock. Sat at home till C came round and just smoked some weed. I was getting impatient already. Then at around 1:15, C texted me saying he was outside. Got in his car and T showed it to me. I was surprised how little it was. The most psychoactive drug known, and those little squares of paper did not look strong enough for a single person. But now I know that I was seriously mistaken. Drove T back to student accommodation and then went to a secluded spot nearby as neither of us wanted to be home in case our parents were to catch us. I was tense and eager to get started, completely fearless with excitement. Took a single tab and we stared at each other for about 10 seconds and I just dropped it. Sat there looking at everything, trying to tell if it looked any different. So far as I could feel, everything was alright. Kept looking at my watch, knowing from my studies that it could take 15 minutes to an hour to hit. Half an hour later, I'd forgotten to pay attention to the normality of myself, everything around me. Suddenly I noticed that the music was playing. Oh, it was just incredible. I mean, I love DJ Shadow, right? But this was another realm. It sounded so good. The best thing I'd ever heard. So he looked at me amusedly and asked, "How are you feeling?" To which I responded, "I don't know, man, but I love this song." He laughed and informed me, "Get ready for it." Get ready for it, mate. Just get ready for it to really start to take effect. On that note, I sat back and stared at the light on the dashboard. His radio in the car lit up with like bright fluorescent digits that were spread in a range of colours. The edges stopped being so concrete and started to flow, ripple and surge with pulsation. The entire set of colours cloned themselves and they conflicted with each other, moving towards and away from each other whilst partially overlapping kind of thing. I mean, it looked beautiful, the idea of light dancing. From there, things began to get really, really strange. I was thrown into a flow of different colours, sounds and just thoughts in general. I mean, I looked at a picture of our friend Jay on a keyring in my wallet and remembered that he was actually very interested in acid, but wouldn't do it because of his girlfriend who, well, she just forbid it. During that, C was digging around his music collection and found a song that just roared and uplifting, soul burning, feeling that snapped me out whatever I was thinking. It was a drum and bass song that I'd heard for ages before, but I had no idea what it was. I asked C if he knew what this song was. Danny Bird, Sweet Harmony. When it ended, I asked to hear it again. Again and again. Time ceased, thought ceased, and I reached a high of perfection and attention I've rarely ever achieved since. But soon to my attention was to draw something else, something completely different, acid had grabbed me now, so that everything was new and I was not worried. So he started smoking a cigarette and I just stared at him. "Do you want one, mate?" he asked. Knowing farewell, I didn't smoke, but I found I did want one very much. So I took one and smoked it, and it was incredible. I was breathing in, breathing out, just breathing in and breathing out smoke while holding this seemingly magic wand in my hand. It waved in front of my face and I saw the most beautiful patterns of smoke, almost ghostly. Soon grew restless and impatient, so we decided to go for a walk on the park. The grass was never greener, the moon never so bright, and the sky so detailed that it could reveal the true nature of the universe. Streetlights have these complex and intensely strange halos. Everything seemed charged, infinite, and just so much alive. We sat on a playground's roundabout where we just watched the sunrise. We talked about the trip as we watched the sun come over the trees. It was a lovely morning and I just felt reborn, more in touch with myself and everything around me. I went home at around 9 or 10 o'clock and I just engulfed myself in my duvet, just till I was ready to sleep. Well, that's a pretty good account of my first trip. It was a good introduction to acid. I enjoyed it greatly, but since then I've tripped many times and had many experiences, profound and trivial, beautiful and intensely frightening. I flipped out, watched my friends flip out, and I've realised that I was in love when I thought I wasn't, and realised I wasn't when I actually thought I was. I spent whole trips in public places, on a bus, in the dark, alone and with more people than I could count. Acid is a wonderful tool for activation and exploration of your brain. I have never had any ill effects, even my unpleasant experiences, and I would recommend it to anyone with a curious mind who wishes to explore its physique and place in the universe. However, I would definitely encourage anyone who's thinking of trying it to read all they can and find out anything they can about it. Talk to those who've done it and be sure that when you do it, someone experienced is around you to guide you and help you if things really get tight. Acid is a beautiful chemical and with the potential to open up doors to many. If you are ready and willing to have them just open for you.